there are some set of people in your marriage that should not be regarded as a third party. There must be somebody who is not siding anybody, but who is looking for the best of the two of you. Those persons should not be regarded as third party. Family members are third parties in your home. Now, when I mean family members, your brother, your sister, your uncle, your auntie, your father, your mother, and list goes on. If you even have extended family, they are all third parties.
People will throw blow for that one. How can your father and mother be third party?
Your father is a third party in your home. I'll say it again.
Hi guys, welcome to our YouTube channel. My name is Oluwatosin and
my name is Ayodele, and together we're working in faith
and living in love.
So today we'll be discussing something very interesting. It's always interesting, you know. We are looking at the issue of third parties in marriage, or third parties and mentors in marriage. So we'll be looking at it in different dimensions and directions to see what you refer to as third party in the marriage, and who is not, or who is a third party in marriage, who is not a third party in marriage. You understand? Who is a third party in marriage and who is not a third party in marriage. All right. So in my own belief system, I believe that there are some set of people in your marriage that should not be regarded as a third party. There are people that should not be regarded as a third party. Now, in the sense that these are people that helps you with structure and control.
I was about to say stability
in your home. Now, for me as a person, as much as my spiritual father does not know everything that goes on in our home or in our house, now he has an idea. If there is going to be a trouble, he will probably be the first to hear outside ourselves. Like husband and wife, you will always have different opinions as regard things. You want to say things differently, do things differently at different times. Because imagine somebody that has been trained to think in a way for 20 years.
Oh, true.
And now another person comes into that person's life, and you just want the person to take it the same day that you are telling him. It's not possible.
It's not possible.
So there must be somebody who is not siding anybody, but who is looking for the best of the two of you. Those persons should not be regarded as third party. Now, I will advise it should be minimized to one person, at most two. Now, what do you think?
Yeah, I think that's very correct, because when you have someone that is not being partial, most importantly, not blood related to any of you. I said blood related because being blood related comes with sentiment. Comes with sentiment or siding one person. It takes a
prejudice.
It takes God's grace for someone that is blood related not to be one-sided. So when you have someone in your lives that can help to maintain is it balance, I'll call it now, in times of trouble, I think the person should not be regarded as a third party in marriage.
Now, so can we list some third parties?
Number one third party, your friends.
Your friends.
Yeah. I would say this because friends are sentimental. Either we agree with me or not. Anything I tell my friends or anything my friends tells me, I'm going to hear their story and not necessarily go back to their partner, or they go back to my partner. In fact, some of them may not have the chance to go to my partner to confirm the story. So it's whatever I say to them that they are going to hear. Not that you can't take advice from your friends, but there are some sensitive issues that shouldn't go out. Yes, sometimes you need to talk to someone, you need to take advice, and blah, 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 blah. But For me, I think friends remains a third party in marriage. Not everything that happens in your home should be told to your friend.
That's correct. Another set of people that are third parties, family members. Family members are third parties in your home. Now, when I mean family members, your brother, your sister, your uncle, your auntie, your father, your mother, and list goes on. If you even have extended family, they are all third parties.
People will throw blow for that one. How can your father and mother be third party?
Your father is a third party in your home. I'll say it again. Your mother is a third party in your home because she is not part of that home. In that home system, there is no father, grandfather, grandmother.
I'll say something. If you are not father, mother, and children, you are hereby called an extended family.
Exactly. And anybody who is an extended family is a third party. We don't allow those people to come and make decisions in the home. The home, as characterized by God, by books, by the scripture, is the husband, the wife, and the children. That's the home, not the father of the wife. It's not like that. If you are not part of that union, you are not part of that family. So you are a third party. Now we can be called one big family together, but in our home, we decide what happens here. We decide what happens in relation to us and in relation to you. So if it is about you, we have to discuss it. If it is about us, you don't just bring it because it's a culture in your home that has helped you for 50 years. You can only give us an advice.
Yes.
You cannot shock it down our throat that we must take.
We choose to take the advice.
We choose to take advice or not to take the advice. So anybody who is, in fact, I want to say, let me add that, for example, your dad may be my spiritual father. Let's say, for example, if your dad is my spiritual father and I followed him for years, even before knowing you, I'll be safe to stay with him or to relate things with him. But anybody that is having one person's interest than the other is a third party. For example, there are men who want a sister in the church to marry their son in the Lord. There are pastors, I mean to say, who want a sister in the church to marry their son in the Lord. Now, they are not for the lady.
They are for their son.
They are for their son in the Lord. That person,
that one is deep,
is a third party in your marriage. Because the day wahala will happen, that pastor will support you. The son in the Lord. So one has to be very careful when it comes to even saying my spiritual father is not a third party. You need to also test them and check them. That is if the two of you, your head is correct too. Because sometimes they may be saying some things that it does not make sense, but it actually does make sense. But if they are siding someone, they are always at the side of someone, and then don't be always wrong. At least be right sometimes so that they can side you. Because some men, they are always wrong. They are always wrong. Wow. Some ladies are always wrong they are always wrong because they are not reasonable. They are not reasonable. They just want their own. They
want things to go their own way.
And so, of course, if somebody comes and wants to settle matters with you, the person will want to look at it holistically. But if there's somebody that does not look at things holistically, just hear one person's side of the story and give that boost to the other person, that's a third party. For me, I know many people may not agree, but anybody that is taking sides in the matters of your marriage is a third party. Because it is no longer two. It is what? It is one. The person you call to come and settle you for you or to come and talk about a matter for you should be on your sides. Are you getting my point?
On both of you sides.
On both of you sides. So it should not be lopsided or one-sided with prejudice. I know, I said it. That your wife, don't worry, I will talk to her. That person is not a person you should be reporting your wife to. Because one day, they will find somebody that gone wrong for you. I'm serious. These are issues that happen, matters that happen. So you must be very careful who you call into your marriage to discuss matters. That what actually made me to jump here was the issue of father, mother. My daddy cannot come and say this is how you should do in your family. You have forgotten the drama we want to do. We are still going to do the drama for another day. So he can't just come. My mom too cannot just come here and say this is what we should do in our marriage. No, it doesn't concern me. This is our life. This is how we want to live it. This is what we want to do. And at this point, I believe we know the best for ourselves. And if you are married, I want to believe you are matured enough to live your life. You must have lived your life for some 2, 3, 4, 5 years before getting married. You have made decisions. You have made choices. Some have burnt your hand. Some have massaged your hands. So you should know what is good for you and what is not good for you. So family members are third parties in your home. Any other person?
I'm trying to run through my head and see if I have any. I don't think I can take.
Colleagues at work.
But wait, how can wait? You know, I'm beginning to imagine that you just get to work, you have colleagues at work, and just start talking about. Well, it is possible because I've gone somewhere before.
A place to vent.
I've gone somewhere before, and yes, it was last year or this year. Okay. I took my sister for a jam, and I got there.
Okay.
And I sat down, and the woman started talking.
And she was downloading everything.
Everything about her marriage. I was wondering that. Excuse me.
I know
I don't even know you before. If I'm a bad person now, I'll fire it, fuel it.
So, no, naturally, when people are going through stress in their marriages, they look for the next available person to talk to.
I think that's because you don't have a person
you talk to.
Like, there's no neutral person in your family to talk to.
If
we are not carrying this third party matter on our head and you actually have a mentor, you should know that the next available person to talk to is your mentor. But it's lack of mentor in marriages that allows us to just talk to any random person we see, which might not, in fact, why am I saying might? Which will not help matters, because the random person you have spoken to may not have the capacity to come to your husband and talk to him. But if you have a mentor that both of you agree that we should submit to this person, and the person has capacity to talk to your husband, because there are some people that nobody has capacity to talk to them. And don't marry someone like that because you'll be in trouble.
Red banner. You need to go and watch that video. Exactly. Red banners in marriage.
They are one of the people you should not marry. Someone that nobody can talk to them.
Can talk to them.
Hey, then you are in trouble.
You just marry trouble.
Like.
So, yeah. Having talked about a random person, I would like to say colleagues again. Because a random colleague is not a random person. Okay. Colleagues in the office, some colleagues have been working together for 15 years.
True.
They have even known them more than they know their husband or their wife. So your colleague at work, whether same sex or opposite sex. In fact, the opposite sex is the wrongest person. Is the wrongest third party to bring into your marriage. Let's imagine I have a high on my colleague at work. You understand? I'm just saying, for example, I have a high on her, and she's now coming to the office complaining to me about what her husband is not doing right. Believe you me, I will be doing everything that the husband is not doing right. I will be doing it right. Just for her to see me as a safe space, as a better option. And many marriages have broken like that, just like that, by just sharing what the husband is not doing right.
Funny enough, you might not leave that your husband and go to the person you think is a better option.
Better option. And that person is a worse option.
It's not better anyway. That brings us to the conclusion that there's no perfect person or there's no perfect marriage, so to say. everybody's working towards perfection. Okay.
So it is important that you are very careful of sharing, and when you share, don't share too much.
Another point.
Don't share too much. Don't share too much. There are some secrets that should stay in your home. There are some secrets that should stay in your marriage. Your secret is your secret. If you have decided to keep it, it is yours. Now, let's be careful. I am not saying secret of they slap me. That's not a secret.
That's not a secret at
That's
all.
a matter to take to court, sef. No. I don't agree with a lady or a guy, a man beat. No. It's a no.
Secret that can cost you your life. It's not a secret.
So anything that can make you become, that can just scatter your marriage, that can make your marriage not to be the way it was before. For example, now I'm talking, the bad aspect is that somebody slapped you, the man is not treating you right. That's not a secret. Find somebody who you have chosen as your mentor in the marriage to help you out. But not that you should go and now start sharing it with somebody in the office, somebody that you saw in the market. That's how all men are. That's crazy. That's how all women are. Just because you are buying chicken from somebody and somebody is talking about a family matter there and the matter enter your ears, you now shout, that's how all men are. That's not how all men are. Just say the rubbish you marry at home. That's how he is. Simple.
I think that my husband have learned to ignore some matters, like some words.
Extra talks from outside.
Like unconsciously, I realized that we've done them. There was the day we bought bicycle for John. There was a man that came to the car side. I was like, fine boy. We were farming him and the bicycle. And the man said something. I was like, daddy bought you bicycle now. When you grow up, you now start singing, mommy, what about daddy? The two of us just did as if.
And did I even hear what he was saying?
And in my head, I was like, how did we get here? Like
what's the cause of this? That's the mentality that person is carrying about, and probably that is what is going on in his home at that time.
And do you know the thing? We allow these things rub off on us unconsciously.
Like, somebody carries it.
And I've seen men that say, let me take care of myself. So when they grow up,
they will take care of their mother.
It's only their mother that they will remember. I've had men say this over and over and over again, of which I think is not right. That's a talk for another day. Yeah. But I'm trying to say that there are some things that you should not allow to rub off on you unconsciously, because there's a lot going on outside.
Because third parties will always talk. When they get a glimpse of it, they will talk, and they will only advise you based on what they are going through or their experiences. And it is not compulsory that their experience will be your own experience.
Yeah, I want to say something. It's not every pastor you can discuss your marriage matters about with not every pastor.
Of course.
You can't. It's not every pastor, because women are the most populated in church. Let me come from this angle. And when we hear what majority of their problems are, believe me, it's man problem. It's marriage matters. And you see them over and over again telling, when this pastor come, they call altar call, or they need counselling, they'll tell this pastor A. When Pastor B come again, they feel Pastor B is more another than Pastor A. They go to Pastor B. Like,
they are fragmented their family.
To me, it's somehow, and I would like to say, if you've placed value over a pastor, I think one of the things that causes issues in home with pastors again, especially when you know the kind of man you marry. If your husband is not as spiritual as you are, you have to be very careful. Whatever value you are placing over your pastor, place more than it on your husband.
How many women can do that actually?
That's what I'm trying to say. If you are kneeling down for pastor with your two legs, I have not finished kneeling down for your husband with two legs, you're wrong. Because your husband is your Lord. Take it or leave it. I'm not asking you to agree with me, but I'm saying the truth.
But me, I will not agree with you. I will not agree with you.
Why would you agree with me?
No, okay. This is podcast. Can we be sincere?
Oh, yeah, be sincere.
Can we be sincere?
Be sincere.
Do you need that for pastors?
No, I don't need that for pastors. Okay.
No, you do.
Not all.
You need, not all, but do you need that for pastor?
Yes.
Yes. Do you need them for me?
No.
That's the point.
Wait,
that advice.
Wait.
It's not. Hold on. I will wait.
Calm down. No, this is what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying kneeling down. Like, I don't know how to put it. I'm talking about respect. I'm not talking about.
Kneeling down is also part of respect.
Okay,
wait. For us in our generation, calm down. You will.
For you.
For us in our generation, we don't actually believe it.
Oh,
like for me, have I actually requested that you kneel down for me before? Do I want it? No. Do I need it? Does it increase the gray hair on my head? So you can see.
Which gray hair is on your head? Okay. No. This is what I'm trying to say. When I'm talking about kneeling down, I'm not talking about. I don't know how to put this now. I'm not talking about kneeling down, like putting your, like, what I'm trying to say is that the respect you give to your husband. Some women are very disrespectful to their husband. And when they get out there, you see them place high value on the pastor. That's what I'm trying to say. So what you know, like the value you, because especially if you marry a husband that is not a believer, husband that does not have the kind of mentality you have, because there are some marriages like that. You'll be like, see her now, see pastor, see where she's. But when you come home, you just treat your husband like it's not even only from greeting. The way you carry yourself, the way you carry your husband outside shows that you respect him. It's my mom that said this. Please, English translator.
The way you call your calabash, that's how they will help you to carry it.
So, you hear English, girl. So that's what I'm just trying to say. Especially when you know the kind of man that you marry. Because your number one Lord is your husband. Yes, there is grace and anointing over the pastor. But if your husband pray for you from his mind and his heart, God will hear faster than the pastor.
That's correct. So, how did we get?
I would say not every pastor. It's not every pastor that you can discuss your marriage issues with.
Of course.
That's what I was saying.
Yes, you should
Before
not.
we enter this, so.
You should not discuss. So, for me, in that regard, I was just saying that yes, there are even some people that the people respect. You respect them more than, because familiarity normally will bring contempt. If we are familiar with each other, there's a way we gist, we talk. Those men of God too, those Jews, those pastors that we are seeing like bing, 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 bing. There is a clique of friends they have that they greet themselves and rub chest with each other. There's a clique of friends, they call themselves by name. We will call them pastor. We reference them a lot, that's correct. But there are some people when they meet, they talk as though they are normal. Because every great man too wants a family, like a clique like that they can be themselves. So I want to say that if give honor to whom honor is due. Yes. Your husband is also one of the person you should give honor to. And see, respect is reciprocal. I know men, guys will say they should not respect their wife. No, now you cannot get respect. You can't get respect if you have not given respect. It is when you have given respect that you can get respect. Now, in both ways, I can say the respect you give to your wife is love. Love your wife. You cannot love your wife and she will not respect you. So, in all, what we are saying is that stay away. Let third parties stay away from your marriage. Let them stay away. Anybody that has ulterior motive, let them stay away. Of course, you may not even be able to spot ulterior motive from their forehead, but you have to be discerning. You have to be careful. You don't just share information. What is currently going on in your family, the money your husband is giving you, the amount.
Especially women.
You imagine somebody just goes out and somebody is talking about a marriage. And a woman comes and just hear it. I talked about the chicken place now. And a woman hears it and she starts talking about her own marriage. Some men also changed their mindset the day their car had fault, and they went to a mechanic shop. And from that mechanic shop, and somebody was like, I beat the hell out of her. Say that serves her right. Somebody is responding and say that serves her right. And your wife showed you pepper before you left the house. You are maintaining steez. You are keeping cool. But because you had some men or majority of men saying, men should be taught lessons. Ilé ọkọ, ilé ẹ̀kọ́ ni. Ilé ẹ̀kọ́ wọ́n dẹ̀ máa ń nàyàn. So you understand? The person now like, that means me too. I can beat my wife. He did not talk, but where he went to, he absorbed everything. The thing entered into his spirit. Next time, mistakenly, the wife just did something, just gave her bah. And because the wife has never been beaten by a man before, and she has been taught to defend herself, she gave
she slap her own back. Why?
And that's the beginning of fighting in the home. Because he was able to absorb what he should not absorb. There are some places when some discussions are going, just wait, walk away.
The one of the most annoying place to hear gist is antenatal.
Antenatal. Oh. I thought hairdressing salon.
No, for we that used to go to hairdressing salon, go to antenatal or immunization center. You will hear
matters of men. Matters of men.
You will hear a lot, but I think
it is best that in situations like that, you either keep quiet or correct notions. Now, if you know you cannot beat them, don't join them. Just keep quiet or leave.
Find something to occupy your mind, because I've realized that some things, your ears, you cannot close them.
There are some things you should not even hear.
Exactly.
There are some things you should not hear, because when you hear them, it begins to meddle with your heart, with your mind.
Faith comes by hearing.
And hearing of
the word of God.
And also, disbelief comes by hearing. And hearing of the word of men. You understand? So, when you hear the words of men, you disbelief, you begin to, the things you have taken in high esteem before, you begin to lower it.
And you might not even notice.
You will not notice.
That's why you need a mentor.
Gradually, the person begins to change. So it's important, keep them far away. Keep them far away. I like to correct this before we call it a day. Probably for me, apart from if you raise any other matter, those who used to say, guys, men, come closer. Yeah, come. Gather, carry your chair. You used to say, I don't know, maybe you two, you are saying it. But don't worry, when I finish saying it, I will now say what is happening to you. Now, you used to say that your wife is not your family member. Come, say it again. I will knock you. Like, your wife is not your family member. Oh, when your blood mix, you did not know. When your blood mix to give birth to another child, is not your family. Oh, your wife is not your family member, but your son is your family member.
I want to tell them something.
Stop it. As from today, you better change it. The only family member you have, or the greatest family member you have, is still that your wife. Do you know why? Because my daddy loves me for no reason. The only reason why he loves me that you can say he has to love me is compulsory, because he's the one that gave birth to me. But my wife loves me when she has other options. There are many other people she can love. When I was asking her out, or when you were asking that your wife out, there may be many other people on her neck. She chose you. Now you are saying she's not your family member. The Bible says there's a friend that sticks closer than a brother. That friend has become more than a sister to you. So you must try as much as possible to understand that your wife is your first family member. So if you say it again, that knock I will turn it to.
No, me I like violence. I want to say something. It's different from what you said. Since your wife is not your family member, your mother too is not your family member. Because your mother she's not the family member of your father. So therefore, all of us are not family member. Me I like violence. Since your wife is not your family member, therefore your mother is not your family member. We got that day, all of us. All of us are
because I don't understand why men will just
so
come
shouting, my mommy, but so you marry somebody now.
My mom is my family member. My wife is not my
family member. Your wife is not your family member. They play.
I'm not serious. You don't know what.
Your mother is not your family member. I'm not arguing with you. Since your wife is not your family member, your mother is not your family member.
Your wife is your family member.
Don't worry.
And you must.
When the children go and marry, they'll go and adopt family member. They'll go and adopt family member.
Because that your child that you say is your family member, that your wife that you say is your family member, is not your family member. She will be the one that will remain with you when you are what? When your children lives. Because your wife will stay with you.
That's the only family member you have.
That's the only family member. Because we've seen what's it called? We've seen aged people, they live with their husband and wife. Like that's like the last person you will stay with.
The first person and the last person.
So that's just it for me. I think we should, guys, men,
treat each other well.
Change that notion. Now let me add this to one of my relationship advice, because I used to have many of them. Now, if you cannot make her your family member, don't marry her. If you cannot put her inside as part of your family member, don't add her, don't bring her into that marriage. Because if you bring her into that marriage, you are just trying to suffer, make her suffer. Because somebody you marry, you can do anything with.
That's family before you brought down.
You now say, so stop it though. Don't be saying that. Don't be saying that. So keep third parties. Your mother is a third party in your home. I'm saying it again. Bros, your mother is a third party in your home. Many marriages are scattered because of mother-in-laws. I'm not saying your mom is a bad person,
no.
But your mom wants your own interest alone, not your collective interest, apart from if she's regenerated. If she's not regenerated, she will want your interest alone. We have seen family that did not give birth quickly, you understand? They didn't give birth quickly because of the delay or something. And most times it's mothers that used to come and say, Akonji, like they begin to tell you things.
Your wife is barren.
Your wife is barren.
But
do something outside.
If the tables were to turn, most of these mothers would not say these things. That is why we are talking about being one-sided. Parents have tendency
to be
one-sided.
Yeah, and one has to. You must be very careful of it. So.
Yeah, I think before we close, I want to say something. Dear daddies, we love you so much, and we are not neglecting you for our mommies. I think it's becoming very rampant. Our fathers are thinking that if they take care of us with all their money and their weight, at the end of the day,
we'll take care of
our mothers alone. I think that notion is wrong.
And it's general.
I think it's a very wrong notion. We love you, we cherish you. It might not be as obvious as women, because women tend to be emotional. If you do small thing for mommies like this.
And you want to?
I want to say that the way they put on their head is different from the way a man will put it on his head. I think that's why it's making it look as if they are doing more for mommies. Mommies tend to be loud about what they do for them, but fathers tend not to be too loud. But the truth is that if your child has attained a height and the child is a good child, and you have been a good father indeed. I'm not talking about a father that just pays school fees and neglect everything. Paying school fees is not fathering.
You throw some children into trauma because it is only school fees you will pay.
Paying school fees is not being a father. Being a father is being present in the life of the child. So if you've been a good father and a true father indeed, your child is going to take care of you, and you will not regret taking care of that child. But having that notion that they will not take care of me, they will take care of of their mother-in-law, is showing in your character, is showing in your behavior towards that child, and they are recording it. You will not enjoy that child last.
And one other thing is this, men. Of course, some of you may be listening to this. You may listen now. You may listen later. When this channel will blow. You understand? Yes, I know many people will come and watch this now. You may be listening later. And see, men. sometimes be vulnerable. Be vulnerable. Don't be for me like a man must not be seen crying. A man must not be seen not having anything. Sometimes be human. You are human. You are human. You are not a stone. You are not a stone. I like if you give some fathers something. Don't worry. It's fine. Thank you. I will. How much is it? I will pay you back. I will pay you back one of these days. You understand that kind of a thing? That person, you don't want to do for that person again because now naturally we don't want to be using spoon to be fetching water inside the ocean. You are doing as if you are ocean. You are El Shaddai. You have everything. So why should I now be? You understand? Of course I should give you, but each time I give you, you feel like I shouldn't have done it. It's not necessary. You are only trying to tell me that I should find other people because there are other people that need it. So don't be doing like El Shaddai because all El Shaddai will soon die. You understand? Don't do El Shaddai. Try as much as possible. Be vulnerable. You are a man, we know, but sometimes you should be able to let them know your needs, what you want, what you think they can even do for you, even if they don't do it. You understand? Try as much as possible to let them realize that you appreciate what they do for you. Don't always be showing that masculinity. Or when drop your filter. You understand? So that's for me what I feel should be, so that you can have men who can feel they are being taken care of. Sometimes what I even give to my father is more than what I give to my mom. Of course. Because I understand his parts in taking me to where I am today. But then they still don't see it. Many men don't see it that way. So that's all for us today on this podcast. I believe you have gained one or two things. So that's what I saw. Please subscribe to the channel and be part of this community. Alright, so my name is Aide.
I am Madison.
Together we're walking in faith and living in love. Subscribe to the channel. See you again.